What's happening? What's going on? Once again, another topic, another day. Relationships break up. They do. All right. You know, first of all, good day to everybody. Coming at you live, bringing these thoughts to the surface by sharing commentary. Right? Relationships break up. You know, sometimes you have to understand something before you even get involved with something. You got to know the nature of what you're getting into before you jump right in. You got to know if there's any sharks in this pool that you're about to take a swim in before you dive right in. I think that makes a great deal of common sense. It's not always that simple with relationships. You know, when you're dealing with people, human beings who come with a set of mysteries and complications, it's not just as cookie cutter as what I explained as far as, you know, knowing if there's sharks in a pool and diving right in. Sometimes you just don't know who you're dealing with. In relationships, it's not until you have to connect with someone and you spend time, you get to know someone over a period of time, then you'll have, you know, better understanding of who you're dealing with. It takes time. But people get caught in this fantasy of happily ever after. You know, you find, quote unquote, the one. You meet the one, and you want to live happily ever after. I mean, first of all, that dream-like imaginary fantasy is really just that. First of all, once we understand that everything isn't permanent, nothing is forever, then it puts many things in perspective. Our lives are not forever. So how could we expect relationships to last forever? It's what we do in between those 2 points. It's what we do between the beginning and the end that matters. It's that middle point, right? You know, a relationship is like a story. Some stories are short, some are epic sagas, right? Some are fictional, some are non-fictional. And then you have a bunch of everything in others. Greetings, Kathy, Benediction. Greetings, good morning to all my viewers and future viewers. Good people, I hope everyone's doing well. But you know, things are not permanent, so, and I'm not trying to introduce some fatalistic view or a negative view on relationships, especially in understanding that, at some point all things end. It's just to put things in a perspective, because sometimes people break up and they don't take the breakups well. They're devastated. They're depressed. I mean, it's like their world just stopped. Their world just stopped. Meanwhile, everything around them is still moving. Conceptually, ideally, their world ended once the relationship ended, which is not true, and it's sad, because your body didn't stop functioning when the relationship ended. Your blood didn't stop circulating, nor did it stop flowing through your system once the relationship ended. You're still breathing. In other words, you still are living your life story. You still are able to explore, experience life. You're still able to make an impact. One chapter by way of a relationship, right? It could be chapters. That chapter closes. It's a chapter. In your life is a novel with a series of chapters. You're rewriting another chapter. Look at it differently. People look at breakups like that's it. You lose your footing. Greetings all my viewers. Astrid, Jean, blessings. Benediction Astrid, Alafia Jean, greetings. So you lose if you lose sight, because when you say, not you, by way of you viewers, I'm speaking in general here. When people say their world is over, their world stopped, the reason why I say it's sad is because it sounds as if the person who's saying that lost a bit of themselves. They lost who they are. They don't have a sense of who they are. They don't have, a stronghold. They don't have their own identity apart from the relationship. That's just an opinion, which causes someone to feel lost, like they just lost their world. And it's sad because they can't see outside of what they've become a part of. It's just one example. I'm not saying all relationships, breakups, I'm describing one aspect of the consequence of how someone can feel after they break up. Some people don't take it the same. Everyone, lives their own way. Life affects people differently. But I'm just describing one effect that a breakup can have on someone is when they feel that their world is over, that their world just got destroyed. The proverbial rug just got pulled from under their feet. That's how they feel. So you can't take away from someone's emotional pain, right? You can't. This is how they feel. Who am I to say that their feelings are not substantiated by serious events that are taking place? It's not my place to say that. It's how do you respond? Some people fall into isolation. They desperation. They become reclusive, bitter, jaded, miserable, it now starts to affect the whole of who they are. It affects their personal, it definitely affects their personal life. In some cases, it can affect their professional lives by way of work. It can affect their social lives where they, it's almost like in some cases you're mourning a death. You're mourning, you're grieving, and you're in some type of bereavement because your relationship just died. It's almost equivalent to that sometimes. Sometimes people take it really, really, really hard. And it can be debilitating. But part of understanding why folks are taking it so hard is because they don't have, I think, they don't have a strong belief or strong knowledge of who they are. They don't really feel that they have a strong stance on what they bring to the table as a human being. And this goes from, both men and women, right? So if you know who you are as a person, what you offer, what you can bear and what you don't like, if you know what your interests are, you have a great stance, you can be in a position where you won't lose your identity because you're confident in yourself. It's not about being arrogant. It's about being confident in who you are and what you offer the world, right? When you're not in that, when you don't have that understanding, and someone, you may find yourself in a position where, you're in a relationship, and it's almost like that relationship starts to validate who you are. You're working behind the 8 ball, and what I'm saying by that is you're working at a deficit. You're not whole within yourself. How can you love your partner if you don't love yourself? A lot of it has to do with self-love. Heal, so we don't give ourselves sometimes enough attention to ourselves. We don't heal. We don't rest. We don't regroup well enough so that we can prepare ourselves for what life has to offer. Because just because a relationship ended doesn't mean the world ended. We see that the world keeps turning. People are walking, people are living. Life, it continues. So people should continue. And it takes time because pain hurts, but hurt people also hurt people. And that's where it becomes tricky, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not well, and you get involved with another relationship, the cycle continues, right? The pattern continues. So good morning, my love, Noelia. Good morning. I didn't see you. My viewers, I could barely see the screen right now. My glasses are dark, but I digress. When you have a strong hold on who you are, when you have the ability to understand and take responsibility and accountability for what you've done and what you didn't do, and learn from the mistakes, then you're you become better equipped to handle what life brings you. But once again, everything is not permanent. All things come to an end. But in the meantime, is how are you enjoying the moments? How are you adding to the unforgettable moments? What is it that you're doing, by way of loving yourself? When you love yourself, you can love others. So how are you contributing to the betterment of your relationship through loving yourself? Sometimes when you think about relationship breakups, you think about the negative, what caused the breakups, because that's natural. What caused the breakups? Sometimes they're irreparable. Sometimes they're, these things are irreconcilable. They it's part of life. Things end. It is what it is. But when the negativity distorts your view and reduces your chances of loving again because you choose to hold on to the pain, that can be problematic. That can be problematic. So these things happen and it hurts, right? But Tony, blessings. Benediction, blessings. Tony and Maya, blessings. So yeah, that's where we are. That's where I was thinking about today. I know from experience what pain feels like any other human being does, right? You put your hand to the fire, you'll get burned. Sometimes we're warned and we just don't listen, and we think that we know better, so we're gonna put our hands to the fire anyway when we were told, listen, you do this and this is what's gonna happen. Sometimes you gotta go through it, you have to live it to truly experience and understand the meaning behind what you're going through. I know someone who's going through something now. And all you can do is offer support. When you see people who are distraught and they're hurt because breakups are no joke. So when they're hurt, these lights out here, I'm telling you, stay in these streets. This is, oh my God. Sidebar, I digress. When the person you know is hurting from a breakup, and you know they're hurting, and sometimes we want to just tell them snap out of it and shake them like a rag doll to get back into reality. Sometimes we have to kind of fall back, give it some time, and just offer some support. Lend an ear. You might want to spend some time hanging out with them if they're willing to do that, to be social, if they have enough, desire for that, or offer support from a distance. Let them know, listen, if they need anything, you're there for them, because it's not easy, especially committed, long-term committed relationships, marriages. When they break up, it can cause ripple effects. Children are involved, they get affected by it. If you have families, children, extended family members, it's no joke. But know who you are, Because when you know who you are, right, you're able to attract a certain energy. Because now, while you're focusing on you, you're harnessing your internal power to attract a likeness in someone else or in others. While you're focusing and improving on yourself and studying who you are, your power becomes magnetized to where you attract people who are like-minded or may possibly be like-minded like you. So the chances of you meeting others who may not be able to offer you the sustenance that you need to succeed lessens, because you're building yourself. When your light grows from within, you meet others whose light is shining also. And when you two create that bond, it becomes harder for light to distinguish based on your lack of self-knowledge, because you'll do everything possible to take care of yourself and of your relationship, because you know your value and you know what you bring and what you can offer to someone else and to the world. You're not going to waste time on people who are going to waste your time. You don't have the time for it, because your light won't allow you to waste time. Sometimes you can see something in someone, you can see their energy, and you know that's not for you. You know that's not for you. And no, that's not how we feeling this morning, Tony. Not at all. That's not how we feeling this morning. You know, everything I talk about is for the world. You know, it's not how we feeling this morning. I'm sorry for the late response too. Yeah, no, this is not me. I'm great. My relationship with my lady is A1. Thank goodness. A1. So yeah. So God bless everybody. Hope you continue to have a wonderful day. Even when things get rough, it's a time to learn and we can move forward. Be well. Take care.